Hey guys, so today we are going to be looking at a man named Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar started his rise to power at around the same time Spartacus died. In fact, the man who defeated Spartacus, Crassus, was a great friend of Julius Caesar. This is Julius Caesar here in red, and he was one of the two consuls of Rome. So if you remember, Rome had two leaders named consuls. Julius Caesar was one of the two consuls. What was Julius Caesar's job? Now, as one of the two consuls, Caesar led an army out of Rome into what is now France to fight a group of people named the Gauls. This guy right here is the last king of the Gauls, and he just lost his war to Julius Caesar. You can see the prisoners of war here. He's about to surrender to Caesar. What about this picture lets you know that the Gallic king is surrendering to Caesar? Now, Caesar was one of the consuls, and he had gotten bored of sharing power with the other consul. So he looked around and he noticed that most of the people who held the power were patricians. That means that they were rich people whose family had held power for a very long time. The regular people in Rome were called the plebeians. And if you look here, the patricians have on the darker blue and the plebeians have on the purple. Who makes up a bigger group of the Roman people? The patricians, the rich people, or the plebeians, the regular people? So Caesar comes home and he says, you know what? That's it. I've had enough. The patricians shouldn't be running everything anymore. They don't even have enough people to run it the right way. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take power away from the Senate and give more power to the citizens' assembly. And we're going to give more power to the plebeians, and also I'm going to give them money. So Caesar decided to give the plebeians, the regular people, not the rich people, money and power. How do you think the patricians, the rich people, felt about this? Yeah, they were a little bit worried about it. So they got even more worried when Julius Caesar named himself dictator for life. A dictator is someone who controls a whole country. They run the whole thing without listening to anybody else. So Julius Caesar said because Rome was so messed up, he had to run the whole thing himself for life. And the people who he had supported, the plebeians who he'd given power, he'd given them money, he'd helped them win wars, they supported him. But the patricians, the rich people, they weren't having any of it. So one day on the Senate floor, they killed him. They stabbed him 27 times until he was dead. Do you think the patricians, the rich people who stabbed him, did the right or the wrong thing? Why? So that's the end of the story of Julius Caesar. When we come back on Wednesday, we're going to look at what happens after he died. All right, guys, have a good day.